So just wanted to make a quick little show. I thought this was just interesting. The Cavalier was pretty much just across each of the corners, couple here in the middle of the dash, and then on each side was just a bunch of kind of bolts holding it down, and the whole thing kind of came off top and then bottom. This Fusion, it's interesting how there's so many of these appearingly like clips. It's just clipped in, like this one here. Just kind of used a screwdriver, popped it down off. You can see here there's a little metal plate there, a couple things holding that in. That seems to hold the whole bottom. And then here around the dash, same thing, just popping up. Show it there. Pop this up, this will pull out, and then it's exposing some bolts there. It's kind of hard to see the way the camera is, but there's some bolts right under here holding this dashes. So it's kind of like uncovering the different bolts and stuff. We were kind of curious where they were. Well, we're starting to find them, so just thought that was interesting. Alright, so continuing with the puzzle that is removing the dash, we've been using our trusty flathead screwdriver to pop out all the different kind of plastic pieces. See this guy here, just got the screwdriver in behind it, popped each one out. See again, they're just clips holding it in there, and then we'll disconnect those. The heat controls here, same thing, screwdriver in there, popped it out, unplug those. There were two 7mm bolts sitting right there, and then this whole thing lifts out, and there's the vents, as you can see. So we're starting to get to, it's like a puzzle trying to get this pieces out. We'll unhook it's like 7mm there for the radio, pull it out, disconnect it, and then we should find some more screws. So we're making our way along. It's like a puzzle right now. Alright, so now you can see we have the heat controls out, CD player out, and then the plastic piece that was around it there that kind of had different menu and different switches. And to further unhook the dash, right here is one. They're facing this way, a 7mm little bolt right there where my finger is. Same thing over here, there is one. And then down here there's one, or I'm sorry, right here. There was one there facing the back, and then one there. Had to get the wrench inside to loosen them up 7mm, and then this will pop out. So we're still coming along, but yeah, interesting just how the bolts were backwards there. Couldn't figure out how the dash came off. Well, there you go. The bolts are facing us to get them out. Alright, and one last look in case you're looking to tear apart a dash of a Fusion or something similar to it. There was one 7mm bolt facing inside, facing out here. There was one right here, which I didn't know until I started ripping it apart. Again, this is a derby car, so you can see how I was not gentle when I ripped that apart so I could pull that bolt off to pick this loose. And then the third one on this side is here. So 1, 2 right there facing out, and there's 3. Same thing over here. 1, 2 is about right there, and then 3 down there. So 6 total here inside, 7mm facing out, holding this part of the dash to the car. Figured it out. And now that we're getting the dash all opened up, as you can see there, now starting to see it, there's right here on the inside, again facing out, so right in there. Gonna have to get a 7mm wrench in there facing this way, take that out, that'll break this loose. And then right here, same thing, you can see, if I get in there, right there again facing this way is a 7mm, and that'll break this loose. And then there was the main one right here, I believe that one was a 10mm, so that should break the entirety of this bottom part loose, and I imagine it's something very similar over there. So it's a puzzle, but we are slowly figuring it out, busting knuckles along the way. Alright, so one last little show here before I rip the rest of this dash out. If you ever have the need to do this, again, you can see this is my derby car, so I'm using the hacksaw to cut and everything. But the last ones, there was one in here, again facing out, so it was going right into this guy here. That was, I believe that was an 8mm. And then same thing over here, you can see it right there, and again right inside of there facing in was that. That's just a 10mm that's exposed in the corner, very simple. And then there's one last one that, if I can show, it was right inside there. It's easier to see over here. It's pretty much the same. So on the other side, get the camera to focus here. It's pretty much the same. You can see right in here there's a black plastic piece. It's actually what's holding this on. There was one over there on that side of the dash, and then pretty much the same exact spot over here. You can see here it's mounted to the frame, and right there she is. So that's an 8mm, and there's one on the other side. So that's the last thing I have. You can see that side's totally broke loose. Again, I did some damage there because I'm just ripping it out. I'm not worried about it. And the dash will be out momentarily.